There's a top 40 song that's probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 years old right now that was actually popular enough when it came out that we were getting requests for it at school dances and things of that nature, and even from time to time at weddings. But it was also popular enough that the ever-famous Weird Al Yankovic made his own version of the song. It would be a good sales technique if you understood exactly how to apply it. The title of the song was "You Can Have Whatever You Like." You can have whatever you like. I believe there was a rock song a while back with some lyrics that said something like, "If you want it, come and get it. You can have whatever you like." Or you don't always get what you want. In fact, somebody I know wrote a book called "You Can Always Have What You Want," or "You Can Always Get What You Want." So is it true? Is it really the number one sales technique in the world to simply give the people what they want? Is that how you sell a bunch of stuff? Is that the right way to do it? Welcome to Leading Leaders Podcast. 5-minute videos, 5 days a week. I'm Jay Lauren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast. Now, I know for a fact, because I've raised 4 kids and I now have 8 grandkids, that they will sometimes ask for things that if you simply gave the children, especially, everything they want, they wouldn't live long. I mean, they would literally do mortal damage to themselves. They would be 900 pounds at 9 years old. They would have no teeth left. They wouldn't be able to waddle across the room to open the refrigerator door, because they will eat every sugary thing you put in front of them, partly because sugar is addictive and it sets off chemical access in the brain that causes you to want more sugar. That's part of it. The other part of it is because, well, it's tasty. So whether it's chocolate or it's Sour Patch Kids or whatever it is, once they get a taste of it, they want 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 it. And if the number one sales technique in the world is give the people what they want, then we would all have diabetic, obese children before they're 10 years old. But what point in life does that transfer to the responsible leadership of a business, an organization, or even a politician, that we shift the gears from give the people what they want to being responsible for how we lead them? See, if I were a parent and I gave my kid every kind of food, or even my grandkids every kind of food they wanted, rather than what's good for them, what's healthy for them, what they should be eating, then I would be an abusive parent. Wouldn't you agree? Wouldn't you agree that I was giving them what they want to get them to do whatever else I wanted them to do? Or I was just too lazy to defend their healthy little bodies? And yet we see in certain parts of society that just give them what they want. Just keep giving them what they want until there's nothing left of them, because apparently appeasing the masses is a more amicable way to succeed at life. See, I really believe that as leaders, we need to not necessarily judge for people, not necessarily decide for people, but we do need to be responsible in the options that we give. If I were to go to the grocery store and stock my pantry with nothing but Little Debbie's cupcakes and sugary sweets and nothing healthy, not even the resources in the home to make something healthy, then I would be bordering on abuse. Not because I haven't given my kids choices and options, but because the options and the choices that I gave them steered them down a certain path. Are you following me? I think one of the most profound things that I've ever heard said in the ways of marketing and sales came from Steve Jobs, when he was asked about the iTunes device called the iPod, and then later became the iPhone, and then the iPad, the everything in the world i. But when someone asked him, how did you come up with the idea to create the iPad? What was the market trigger that made you develop that? He said there wasn't one. In fact, when we first started making them, nobody wanted them because nobody knew what it was. We had a steep hill to climb to convince people how convenient this would be. But once they got a taste of it, they haven't been able to put it down since. And I think the market evidence bears that out now. So here's my question as a leader. What is it distinguishably different between what the people want or think they want right now and what you believe you have to offer that they're not yet even asking for. If today's teenager were handed an 8-track tape, they would have no idea what to do with it. Or a VHS tape, they would have no idea what to do with it. Or a reel-to-reel tape, they would look at you like you're from another planet. Because the conveniences of life have so changed the wants, needs, and desires from one mechanism to another. And today, if you were to offer them the standard old, what we call the iPod Nano, the 1-inch by 1-inch postage stamp size that would hold like 250 songs that you could put in a little band on your arm when you run, they would, again, laugh at you because, well, it's got to be able to hold like 500,000. I mean, I can put 300,000 songs in my phone. Why would I want that little thing? I mean, you mean I have to update it again? You mean it doesn't have access to iTunes on its own? Do you see where I'm going with this? See, there were a lot of limitations to want based on what's been offered. And as leaders, we have I believe, a moral responsibility to include in the offerings a path that will lead people in the right direction, so that when decisions are made, they seem like logical decisions, good decisions, responsible decisions, healthy decisions, because we've given them choices, not to remove choices, but given them choices where all of the choices are on a scale of better to best rather than to worst. Leaders have abdicated their responsibility to do that in a lot of ways and simply allowed the masses to make the decision, the mob rule, the most clamoring of all of the crowd to demand the products and the services and the way that they're going to be used, rather than thinking intuitively through the process. There are a lot of people who jump on the bandwagon. Then if it sells today, buy 20 more of them and sell them until they stop selling, and then move to the next product. And sell those until they stop selling, and then buy something else and sell the next product. And what they're not doing is moving along the lines of Steve Jobs' idea of innovation. How do we make life better for people? How do we better present the idea? How do we better sell the concept? How do we walk them down the path where every decision is a good, healthy, solid decision, and they're decisions that will continue on a progression that way? Just as a little illustration to close, imagine my kids got up, or my grandkids got up the morning before Christmas, and they said, we know we're going to open packages tonight. Today, though, we want breakfast. And I said, great. What would you like for breakfast? I have some eggs. I have some pancakes. I even have some waffles, or you can have cereal. If they yelled to me, no, we want chocolate cake and Twinkies. No, we have eggs, pancakes, waffles, and cereal. Which one would you like? No, we want ice cream. No, we have eggs, we have pancakes, we have waffles, and we have cereal. See, in the marketing world, I would simply change out those four for the ice cream and the chocolate cake or the candies, because that's what the people want. But in the responsible adult world, we simply reinforce what you think you want has long-term detrimental impact. What you really need is something that's going to sustain your body now and for the future. So let me give you several options to choose from that will meet that expectation to sustain your body now and in the future. As leaders, it's really easy to fall into the sales trap of give the people what they want, because we want to be the hero and have people demanding from us on a regular basis. But if the want of the consumer, or the want of the person that you're serving, the want of the community, the want of the child, if that want is a destructive, damaging, long-term, hurtful want, then I believe we as leaders have an obligation to rewrite the wants by offering choices that lead down a different path. Healthy choices. Healthy, positive choices. I'm just saying, as leaders, we can control what we offer until we can impact or influence or even transform what they want. I'm Jay Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast for Tell It Like It Is TV. Have a blessed day. Subscribe now for our extensive video library of leadership lessons promoting faith, family, and freedom.